Hello boys, today we're going to make very best scones. This is a basic recipe of which you can build upon. So the first thing, put on your apron, wash your hands. Next thing, put on your oven. So my recipe is saying 220 degrees, so I'm going to put that on at 220 and get that heated up. To help you, you need your baking bowl, and to stop it slipping, just put a tea towel underneath. Okay? So here's all your ingredients. You're going to need flour, baking powder, milk, caster sugar, butter and an egg. So not a lot of ingredients are needed for this at all. I'm just going to turn the recipe around so that I can follow it. So next thing I need to do, I need to grease my tray that I'm going to put my scones onto. I'm going to take a piece of paper towel, bit of margarine and grease my tray, and that can just be left to the side until I need it. Done. Okie dokie. I've measured out my flour, so I'm going to add that to my bowl. So that's 225 grams of self-raising flour, and in that goes into my bowl. Added to that, I'm going to put in my baking powder. Now I've purposely not measured that out so that you can see what you need to do. This is a teaspoon, and I'm going to level off my teaspoon. Don't want too much, don't want too little, just nice and level. That is now going to go in with my flour. Now I'm going to take my butter, and this I want to rub with the flour and the baking powder so that it resembles breadcrumbs. And I'll show you some tricks as we go along. So nice and lightly. Get the butter, get some flour around it, and just keep on lifting it until you're making the butter as small as you possibly can, and you're going to get little breadcrumbs. Now this might take you a little while, don't worry about it. Now to find out if you've got lumpy bits, what you can do is just pick up your bowl and shake it, and the lump should come to the top. So I still need to work on this a little bit more. There we go. Same thing happens when you're making an apple crumble, anything like that where you've got to have something that resembles breadcrumbs. That's the method that you use. Right. We've got our breadcrumbs. Now I'm going to add my sugar, which is caster sugar, and that's 40 grams. Mix that in. There we go. And then I'm going to add my egg. I'm going to break it into this bowl just to make sure that it's okay. No problem. In it goes, and then I'm going to add my milk. Now some boys just don't like this texture at all because it sticks to your fingers. But keep mixing and gather up all the flour mixture till you get a nice soft dough. And now you can rotate your bowl to pick up all that flour and dough. You don't want anything left in the bottom of the bowl. Right, at that point, can you stop? I've forgotten to leave it. Okay, carrying on. We're going to take that dough out of the bowl. That's why I've lost the tea towel, because I don't need it anymore. I'm going to scrape this onto the floured surface, trying to get as much out as I possibly can. And then I can use my spatula to get the rest. I'm not left-handed, but I'll use that hand in the meantime. I can also take it off my fingers. There we go. That to the side. And now I'm going to gather up my dough. Don't play around with it too much, guys, because if you do, your scones will be very, very hard. Just make sure that you've got enough flour for it not to stick. So you want it about 2.5 in depth, and then we'll reshape it and we'll cut again. So I'm going to use this cutter. I've got my tray, so I can put my scones onto the top as soon as I've cut. Go as far across to the edge as you can, and then pop it onto your tray. There we go. Next one. Keep going until all your dough is used up. Space them out quite evenly, just give them a little bit of breathing space. This could do with a bit more flour on the top, so I'm just going to remould this. And off we go again. I'm probably not going to have enough on this one to mould it into, oh actually I can do one more and then I'll do a little scone as an extra. There we go, teensy weensy one. And I'm ready to get some milk and coat it over the top, and then they're ready to go into the oven. Just going to wash my hands. Right, we've got our milk and our brush just to coat the top of each of the scones. And this will just help brown them. If you don't have one of these brushes, just dip your fingers in and it just works as well. Right, you can set that aside. And I'm going to stick them in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. So I'll go for 10 and then I'll check them. A good baker or a good cook always cleans up. So clean your surface, make sure you wash all your dishes, don't leave anything for anyone else to come behind and have to do it for you. Okay, we'll see how the scones are in about 10 minutes. Right, that's 10 minutes, let's have a wee look. So that's the scones after 10 minutes. I think I'm going to give them another couple of minutes because it does say 10 to 15. And then we'll put them out. But in the meantime, what I've been doing whilst they've been in the oven, I've cleaned all my surface, I've prepared my counter for the next stage, which is putting my scones on here so I don't burn the surface on my trivet, and then I've got my wire out ready to put my scones on to cool down. And all my dishes are cleaned and waiting for me to then dry them. So be a good baker in terms of cooking the things well, but also clean up behind you. Okay? Ready to have a look again. Off we go. There we go. Turn off my oven. Now just remember boys, this is going to be really hot. Some of you might need assistance with an adult to either use the oven or when it comes to this to get them out of the oven. I'm going to leave them for about a minute and then I'm going to put them on the wire. Alright? Okay, now I'm going to put them onto the wire, so I've got a spatula to loosen them off and I've already done a little bit of that, so they should come away no problem. Again, space them out. Oh, and there's a wee bit extra for Mrs. Mac to taste. Okay, so clotted cream, jam, butter, whatever you may like, you can add once you split them in half with a nice cup of tea or a hot chocolate. Hope you enjoy them boys. See you later, bye.